Having a stable, comfortable position, bodily, meditative position. Just briefly scanning through the body, looking for any points of stress or tension, relaxing into an upright, comfortable, stable position. And then withdraw our outward engagement, starting with the gross physical environment, trying to pay less attention to anything in our visual field. If our eyes are slightly open, not getting hooked by any noises in our environment. Moving on to more subtle distractions, not letting our mind move outward into anything causing stress or anxiety, anything that the mind would want to get stuck on. Just bringing the attention, bringing our subjective awareness to the present, using the physical sensation of the breath as it moves into and then again back out of the tip of the nostril as the anchor for our awareness. If you need to, you can count one, two on each exhalation up until 10, and then back to one. Again and again, as the mind becomes distracted, just returning it to that sensation. And when the mind is in a more calm state, set a virtuous intention for your time, thinking about the purpose of your day, having woken up again, the precious human rebirth, thinking about how to really have the most meaningful day by becoming more familiar with love, compassion, wisdom. So, in whatever way works for you, try to widen your circle of concern as vastly as possible, thinking that the purpose of your time is to find methods of working on your mind for your own benefit, but also for the benefit of numberless other sentient beings. And with that motivation, we'll return to contemplating the 8 verses of thought transformation. So, verse 5: when others, out of jealousy, mistreat me with abuse, insults, and the like, I will practice accepting defeat and offering the victory to them. When others, out of jealousy, mistreat me with abuse, insults, and the like, I will practice accepting defeat and offering the victory to them. So we're trying to here look at habitual ways, habits of returning harm with harm that we have practiced, how the mind feels when other beings, other people who are under the influence of negative mental states insult or criticize or abuse us in some way. We ourselves want to lash out, but is that an obstacle to our own spiritual growth and development? Is it possible that by cultivating genuine love and compassion that wishes for beings to be free of suffering and to have happiness, that we can patiently accept some harms? Try to make a couple examples over the past several months where you encountered a difficult situation with someone who was angry, jealous. They maybe said something and then you escalated the situation in a way that maybe you wish you hadn't. Try to look at situations like that and see If I had been more patient, if I had de escalated the situation, could I have brought that to a better resolution? So just check in your own experience. Also, check in your experience, how often do I feel the need to be right? How often do I feel the need to get the last word? Are there times when it's more skillful to just acknowledge that the other person is under the influence of a strong negative mental state, and that I just patiently accept what's happening right now? Maybe later we can talk about it, resolve it more skillfully, rather than getting heated myself in the moment. So analyze in these ways, and if you can see a clear advantage in your own direct experience of working with these energies in this way, then set strong resolve to find more and more opportunities to not respond to criticism or attacks with more criticism or attacks, and hold your mind in that sense of resolve. If the resolve fades, then again analyze, convince yourself in your own direct experience of the validity of that approach. We'll move on to look at the next verse. Even if someone I have benefited and in whom I have placed great hopes hurts me very badly, I will practice seeing that one as my sublime teacher. Even if someone I have benefited and in whom I have placed great hopes hurts me very badly, I will practice seeing that one as my sublime teacher. So, this instruction, of course, is even more difficult. Here, we're looking at the expectations that we place on other people once we feel like we have worked for their benefit. These are often people that we're close to. So here we're trying to look at unconditional love and the extent to which our efforts to benefit others are tied to an expectation of being benefited by others. Again, we have to see that this habit is an obstacle to our own spiritual growth and development. As long as our love is reciprocal, not unconditional, but we're blocked from the goals that we have for our own spiritual growth and development. So, once again, look back in your own experience and try to find examples of when things similar to this happened. And allow yourself to really try to feel the sting of those experiences. When you tried so hard to lift someone up and then they responded with harm, maybe again and again. Try to understand these experiences as times when we're directly seeing the limits of that conditionality of our love, our compassion. We're getting information about how much further we still have to go to be able to work for the benefit of others without conditions. So, again, make those examples, but then try to reframe your experience, looking at them as learning opportunities And maybe even we can see some growth over decades. But then when you've tried to reframe that pattern, set a determination in future to really develop and grow unconditional love and compassion. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. We recollect that we started with a virtuous motivation. We engaged in virtuous effort. So all of those positive karmic seeds have been created. And we just react to that with an open heart, wishing for that energy to ripen for the benefit of all sentient beings, not clinging to it, not having a tight mind, just with an open, joyous mind, thinking how wonderful it would be if that karma benefited other beings. If my time, my efforts could ripen for the benefit of other beings, may it serve as a cause for my continued spiritual practice, my eventual enlightenment. May it serve as a cause for my spiritual guides to remain and teach, to guide, to protect. Just whatever ways would be helpful for myself and all beings. May it ripen like that. Thank you.
Thank you.